How does the Minister believe that leaving the EU will help Britain bring serious organised criminal gangs to justice?
Minister.
Well, as I've mentioned, Europol, the European arrest warrant, all these measures where we share data are incredibly important to us, as they are to the EU. We are one of the largest contributors to security information within the EU. The Home Office leads on these matters, and it is trying to ensure that we get the best possible cooperation going forward.
Joanna.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Contrary to the assurances given by the Minister to my honourable friend, the member for Livingston, the process of leaving the European Union has been marred by the UK Government's consistent failure to consult the Scottish Government or Scotland's law officers about the impact on Scotland's separate and independent legal system. Can she now give me an assurance that this is not indicative of a plan to use Brexit to undermine Scotland's independent legal system, which of course is protected by the Act of Union?
We have a Devolution Act which sets out very clearly where we, the separate and distinct nature of Scotland. We have almost weekly contact with officials on no-deal planning. Paul Candler, who's a director in the MOJ, had a director-level meeting with his colleagues from Scotland and Northern Ireland on the 9th of November. We're legislating on behalf of Scotland with the Scottish Government's request and permission, and so we're working very closely with Scotland on a number of SIs. And I met the Scottish Law Society Chair, Michael Clancy, earlier this year.
Government contact I'm talking about, not contact with the Law Society, important as that is. And what the Minister should of course realise is that Scotland's independent legal system is protected not by devolution, but by the 1707 Act of Union. But can I ask the Minister this? Scotland's highest court has made a reference to the Court of Justice of the European Union on the question of whether Article 50 is unilaterally irrevocable, not by the Government, but by this Parliament. And the case is going to be heard on the 27th of November. But the UK Government is fighting this tooth and nail, even to the extent of attempting an appeal to the Supreme Court, despite the fact that an appeal to the Supreme Court is expressly prohibited in Scots law, where there has been a unanimous interlocutory decision of Scotland's highest court. So can she tell me, is this part of the plan to undermine Scotland's separate legal system? And how much money is the Government prepared to spend on keeping MPs in the dark about the question of the revocability of Article 50?
This Government is committed to the Union and to respecting the distinct Scottish legal system. I'm fully aware of the matter before the Supreme Court and we look forward to its judgment.
Number 6, Mr Speaker.